Hello, everybody. This is Frank McDonald, and today for this professional development, we are going to talk about some lead forward strategies from the lead forward strategy playlist. Specifically, we are going to be showing you Factor Fib Showdown. So let's get right into it. Let's talk about and we're actually going to cover some virtual classroom management tips as well. So let's get into our lesson frame. Today we will see Factor Fib from Lead Forward Strategy playlist adapted for a virtual learning environment, as well as seeing several ideas for virtual classroom management. I will determine how to implement these ideas in my class and see how they fit for me and for my kids. So that is what we will be taking care of today. Let's talk about some virtual classroom management. These were the basic tips. So what I did was I took my kids and I used them as guinea pigs, and I grabbed their friends as well and talking to their parents, and we ran through a lesson virtually. And what I wanted to be able to do is to implement certain classroom management things. I'll tell you up front, this thing wasn't perfect. I didn't hit everything that I needed to hit, and I wasn't the best classroom manager in parts of the video, but I wanted to be able to show you what worked, what didn't work, so that way you have an idea going into the 2020-2021 school year, what you want to do for your kids and what you want to do for your class. So some of the basic things that we did, I wanted to make sure that all the cameras on, all the kids and mine, and that way we can see each other's faces. I can see their faces. I can see my face. They can see my face. And part of this challenge is, and having done a lot of things virtually at this point, I realized how much I needed to get a feel from my students, whether it be teachers or whether it be kids. I need to hear things. I need to see things. I need to see expressions on faces and hear moans and groans when I tell a bad joke, and need to hear people laughing when I tell a joke. So some of this stuff doesn't translate equally onto a virtual setting, but I want to be able to make sure to see my kids' faces. So having said that, we can't have everybody talking at the same time. So the expectation is that all mics will be muted, no backgrounds, and for this, I think backgrounds can serve a purpose in the classroom, but in this particular one, it could mess with the way that we're doing the Factor Fib Showdown. So sometimes things will bleed into the background, and we miss out on some things. So no backgrounds at this point. I also require the kids to have a good working space. And what does that mean? I don't want them working in their bed. I don't want them laying down. I don't want them in a very loud environment. And I understand that this may not be the case for every kid, but we need to get the best working place that possible. So no beds, minimal background distraction. Also minimizing the light in the background. And what this does is this allows me to be able to see their faces. So I want to make sure that if you have light directly behind you, what I would see on the screen would be a very dark face, and I don't want that. I want to be able to see their faces, and of course making sure that students are dressed properly. So setting the standard for dress code even when we are learning when we're learning remotely. So with the Factor Fib Showdown, here are, if you don't know how it works, let me move my picture out of the way here. Here's how it works. The materials that you will need, and making sure and when I set this up, I sent out a meeting time, and I asked them that I said, have these materials prepared. So to keep it simple, they need something to write with. And in this case, a marker is going to be the easiest thing. So you're going to see in the video that pen and pencil doesn't necessarily work very well. And so that way we kind of want to set that expectation for having a marker, and then something to write on. So it's very simple. And these are things that kids hopefully have at their homes or can easily get. So in this case, anything to write on, paper, index cards, Post-its, anything like that. And now here are the rules for Factor Fib Showdown. So in Factor Fib Showdown, using their marker and their piece of paper, they're going to create a fact card. They'll write the word fact on one card or one piece of paper, and they will write the word fib on another card, or post it or on the back of another sheet of paper. So then, as the teacher, we'll present statements, or in my case, I present a picture and statements, and asking them if what was presented was fact or fib. I give them think time, and I will say the directions say 1, 2, 3 showdown. I actually, in the video, I'll say 3, 2, 1 showdown, and the students hold up their response to the camera for everybody to read. Now, the reason it's done that way is so not kids aren't looking at the screen and then they're writing down and seeing what their friend put up, and now they're copying them. But we want to get an honest answer from the kids, so that's why we go 3, 2, 1 showdown. After that, you'll see that once you see the majority or where everybody is, that'll be an opportunity for you to correct ideas or to elaborate on ideas, and it's something you can do for review, maybe on previous days' material, just to kind of check to see what sank and what didn't sink in. So we'll move on to the next slide, and you will be able to see fact or fib showdown in action.